Hey guys, Ricky here from WatchMojo, and today we'll be exploring the biggest changes happening in the Resident Evil 2 remake. From the graphics to the story, we'll be looking at how the original 1998 Resident Evil 2 has evolved and improved for the highly anticipated 2019 remake. Now, onto the list. Number 7. Zombie AI. The original game had a habit of sending zombies after Leon in large, shambling waves, but don't expect that in the remake. There are less zombies overall, but the zombies themselves are much more formidable. You'll need to plant multiple perfect headshots to get them to go down while conserving the most ammo, which, of course, is key. They're also smarter and have a habit of busting through the RPD's window if Leon or Claire don't board them up, so players had better take the time to secure their environment properly if they don't want to waste more ammo and resources further down the line. To top it off, they can even grab the player if they let them get a little bit too close, and you'll need a combat knife to escape this deadly embrace unscathed. When it comes to the undead hordes, Capcom have really taken on board a less is more philosophy. God damn it! Number 6. More Marvin.
Marvin Browner.
Leon Kennedy.
One thing the original game didn't do a great job of was fleshing out its characters. Outside of Leon and Claire, many secondary characters had very little screen time and unfortunately shoddy voice acting, at least in the English version.
About 2 months ago, there was this incident involving zombies.
Marvin Brana originally serves the plot by giving Leon or Claire a keycard before sealing himself in a room to become a zombie later on, but the remake sees him become a full-fledged supporting character. He aids the player more than once, first pulling Leon through a narrow vent with a zombie clawing at him from the other end, bestowing upon him the combat knife as well as some valuable plot exposition, and then he sticks around for more brand new cutscenes later on. While the grisly wound he's nursing is surely an indicator that he'll have the same unpleasant demise as his 1998 counterpart, players will enjoy the opportunity to get to know him a bit more. And it'll make it all the more brutal when he meets his tragic fate.
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate.
Number 5. Gore. Fresh graphics and new developers have led to a huge increase in the level of gore in Resident Evil 2. While the original has no shortage of blood and guts, it's unfortunately just pixelated polygons to modern eyes. The revamp will see even veteran gamers sick to their stomachs, which is exactly how you want to feel when playing a Resident Evil game. Officer Elliot meets a gruesome end when he's ripped in half early on, and one corpse Leon finds in a hallway now has his head sliced into segments by the RPD's monstrous inhabitants. It's not only the aesthetics which have been kicked up a notch though, there's also realistic damage modeling on the enemies. Meaning that when you shoot someone in the face with a shotgun, their head is damaged in a realistic way. Flesh is left hanging off the remaining bones as the shamblers keep coming until you finally pop their heads clean off. Number 4. Keys and puzzles. Since anyone who's played the original game more than once will have memorized all the puzzle solutions, key locations, and where the best items are stashed, Capcom decided to switch all that up for the remake to keep gamers on their toes. Already we've seen that the goddess statue puzzle in the RPD lobby has a completely different solution, with 3 medals to collect throughout the station rather than just 1. It also won't grant players the spade key anymore. Instead, you'll find that in an office on one of the upper floors. The shotgun has also moved locations. You now don't get it from the cowardly gun store owner, but instead discovered in the brand new safety deposit room. Along with that is the combat knife, now used to escape zombie grapples and open certain taped up boxes. To put it simply, everything you thought you knew about Resident Evil 2 probably won't be of any use to you this time around.
You can get to that courtyard through the second floor, east side.
I'm on it.
Number 3. Combat and Camera. While Resident Evil 2 deserves to be brought into the modern era, its tank controls should be left behind in the 90s where they belong. The remake will see a welcome update of the awkward movement, and there won't be any more static cameras. Instead, players can move the camera around as they please, just like they're used to doing. The updated controls mean that the combat has also been updated. It's now much easier to aim and fire properly with standard over-the-shoulder third-person gunplay. While there will still be some people out there very attached to the old style of playing, the update to the gameplay will definitely encourage new people to jump in. Even longtime Resident Evil fans will appreciate this update since it's now in line with the gameplay styles of 4, 5, and 6. Number 2. Reimagined events.
Please! Give me your hand. Help me!
While Marvin gets some more screen time in the pre-release gameplay demos we've seen so far, one other memorable character has so far been given a lot less. Gamers will remember the first Licker scuttling past a downstairs window before crawling towards Leon or Claire on the ceiling, but it's no longer found in that same corridor. Traces of it are discovered all over the walls and on the corpses, but it just doesn't show itself. There's some suggestion that this may be a bait and switch, but it's not the only event that's been completely changed.
What in the...
There's also Officer Elliot, who now drops a new puzzle clue for Leon, and Sherry finding herself kidnapped in the RPD parking lot by Brian Irons instead of just running off. Some people even speculate that the game's whole opening might have changed as well, as the sequence in Kendo's gun shop now occurs after leaving the RPD en route to the sewer, as opposed to the original where the gun shop was the first building the players entered.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Number 1. Graphics. It only makes sense that players will get to experience Resident Evil 2's 21-year legacy with 21 years of graphical improvements. Still, Capcom have gone all out to produce a full remake from the ground up using their homegrown RE engine. In only its second outing since the wildly successful Resident Evil 7, the RE engine is sure to be pushed to its limits this time around. On top of the stomach-churning gore mechanics, the updated graphics make for a much more atmospheric game. The lightning effects and Leon's flashlight make every shadowy hallway or dark room a tense experience. Even Leon himself has had a visual update. His character model now reflects his status as a young rookie cop, and he feels like a more relatable and fallible character. And the much improved voice acting certainly doesn't go amiss.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.